In this module, we'll talk about X-linked disorders. First of all, kindly let me introduce you to the chromosomes. We have 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs. Out of these 46 chromosomes, 44 of them are autosomes and 2 are the sex chromosomes. Here I will point them out. X and Y chromosomes are called the sex chromosomes because they carry information, they have the genes that are responsible for sexual differentiation in humans. As you can see, the X chromosome is much larger than the Y chromosome. Here's the Y chromosome, a little tiny little body visible on your screen. X chromosome has, of course, it is bigger and it is carrying more information than Y chromosome. Y chromosome has relatively fewer genes. So when we talk about sex-linked disorders, it basically implies disorders which are affecting genes or disorders which arise due to alleles or genes present on the X chromosome, not Y chromosome. So all sex-linked disorders are X-linked, meaning X chromosome linked. No Y-linked diseases are known. These sex-linked disorders are transmitted by heterozygous female carriers to sons. Sons are, you can see in brackets, is hemizygous, meaning they have only one X chromosome. So the Y chromosome, which is the homologous chromosome of the X chromosome, does not have any other gene. It does not have a complementary or the similar gene. So even if this disorder, most of the X-linked disorders are actually recessive. So even one gene, which would be a recessive gene, it will be able to express itself. The phenotype will be present in the carrier or the individual who has that copy of that allele. Heterozygous females rarely express full phenotype. Heterozygous females, meaning females having two X chromosomes, one with a defective copy of a gene and other with a normal gene. So as we know, we have two alleles for a particular gene. So one allele is defective, other is normal. So why would females, they have a normal copy? We have said that recessive disorders, they manifest themselves if both copies of a particular gene are defective, or if both copies are the same. In this case, this is exception because as you can see on the screen, males have one X chromosome and females actually have two X chromosomes. So females have twice the dose of X chromosome as compared to the males. Cells are sensitive to gene dosage. So nature has evolved a system, a mechanism in which one of the female X chromosomes is inactivated. So this is dosage compensation, meaning that one of the X chromosome, it will become inactive and one will stay active. This process happens early during embryogenesis, and this process is a random process. So a female will have two X chromosomes, one paternal, one maternal. Inactivation of X chromosome is a random process. In some cells, it will be the paternal X chromosome that gets inactivated. In other cells, it will be the maternal X chromosome that gets inactivated. So partial phenotype of X-linked disorders in heterozygous female is due to the fact that one X chromosome is getting inactivated at random, and if it so happens that majority of the cells inactivate the X chromosome which is carrying the normal gene, normal allele, such females will show the partial phenotype, although they have one normal copy of that gene. So let's discuss now the features of X-linked disorders. An affected male does not transmit the disorder to sons, but all his daughters are carriers. Logically, of course, this makes sense that male will contribute the Y chromosome to the male offsprings. Males do not contribute X chromosome to their male offsprings. So this is what this statement is telling us. Sons of heterozygous females have one chance in two of receiving the mutant allele. Of course, females have two X chromosomes. We have already seen in meiosis it is at random. Chromosomes are divided between when the gametes are forming. We have two X chromosomes. Half of the gametes will be normal, carrying normal X. Half of the gametes will be carrying abnormal or defective X chromosome. There are very few X-linked dominant diseases. Inheritance pattern is characterized by transmission of disease to 50% of the sons and daughters. So of course, if it is dominant disorder, X-linked dominant disorder, it will be transmitted equally to sons and daughters, since both have 50% chance. Even daughters, if they get a defective X chromosome carrying a defective gene, they will also be affected. An affected male cannot transmit the disease to his sons, but all daughters are affected. So this is also a statement that makes sense according to what we have just talked about. So let's look at a pedigree. This is what a pedigree of X-linked disorders looks like. So the circle with a dot in is a female which is carrying the X chromosome with the mutated or an allele which is not normal, an allele which is causing a disease. So as you can see, 50% chance of this woman has 50% chance of giving, I'll again point out which particular individual I'm talking about. This woman is going to, this particular woman is going to, when it forms its gametes, 50% will be normal, 50% will be carrying abnormal copy of the gene. So you can see she has two sons, one is affected, the other is normal. So again, this male, when this male forms the gametes, when this male cannot transmit this disorder to male son, but since this male has a female daughter, she is the carrier of that defective copy of gene. So I hope this pedigree is showing you some of the things that we talked about in the previous slide. So this is the pattern of inheritance of X-linked disorders. Next, we will talk about cytogenetic disorders.